For a company which was literally written off till 2015, ITI Ltd, a PSU, has remarkably scripted its own turnaround and as we speak is sitting on the verge of an explosive growth over the next few years. So stay tuned to find out more about what's in store for its future. Hello friends and welcome to another episode of the Great Indian IPO Show. I'm Vineet Bolinchka, your host, and you can call me VB. And in today's episode, we are going to be discussing the follow-on public offer of ITI Ltd. ITI Ltd is coming out with an FPO from the 24th to the 28th of January, and it is going to raise around 1400 crores, which are going to be used for the paring down of debt and funding working capital needs, and another loose change which is to be used for general corporate purposes. For this purposes, it is coming out with an issue of 18 crore shares for the general public, another 18 lakh shares which will be reserved for the company's employees. So let us see what are the factors that investors should keep in mind while considering the investment decisions for this FPO. Number one, the management of ITI Ltd under Rakesh Agarwal has done a remarkable job of turning around a company which was loss-making for more than a decade. And today, a company which was EBITDA negative in 2015 is a PAT positive company in 2019 and 20. ITI Ltd has a very strong order book of 11,050 crores. And to top it up, their L1-in-1 defense tender for 7,500 crores worth of order bookings. So all in all, we are getting a company with 18,500 crores of order book, which gives you remarkable revenue visibility over the next 3 to 4 years. Given this strong order book, we expect revenues to touch 6,900 crores in FY22, growing at close to 60% CAGR over the next 3 years. And this revenue growth is going to drive the net earnings growth or the PAT growth by nearly 6 times to 651 crores in FY22 from the current 91 crores that it has clocked in FY19. So in effect, we are getting a 60% top line growth, which is going to lead to a 90% CAGR bottom line growth, and which is contributing significantly to the operating leverage. In case you're wondering from where this kind of robust growth and profitability is going to materialize, we need to keep in mind a couple of things. One is that the operations of ITI were very inefficient, and with the new management coming in, they have kept a thrust on 3 factors. One is restructuring of the projects business, which they were giving back to back, they were outsourcing because they did not have the funding capability. They have restructured these projects where they are taking the projects in-house, and this is going to enable nearly doubling of margins on the projects business. Second factor, what they are focusing on in-house manufacturing. Just to give you an example, if you take the RailNet business or the BharatNet business for laying of optical fiber cable, the company was outsourcing the entire activity. However, now what the company is going to do is that the duct which is required for encasing the optic fiber cable, the routers and the Wi-Fi equipment, all these are going to be manufactured in-house. And with this thrust on manufacturing, margins are extremely going to be robust. Third thing is there is a lot of focus on driving the services business. So the company has a very large land bank. They have got a land bank of close to 450 acres, which is valued at about 17,000 crores. And if you consider just the area of Bangalore where they have about 450 acres, this is valued at about 13,000 crores. And what the management is looking to do is carve out a parcel of 100 acres of land, convert it into a manufacturing unit where they will do the construction of the buildings, and this will be leased out to other corporates for the purpose of Make in India and for data centers. As you all know that the government is very finicky about data being stored abroad and they want to localize the data storage. So this itself is going to lead to a large amount of requirement of data centers. And with ITI already running data centers for public sector banks and being a government unit, they are best placed to benefit from this. Having seen how the profitability of the business is improving, let's gauge how the balance sheet of the company is now changing. So with this FPO money coming into the company, what we are going to see is paring down of debt and also improvement in the working capital cycle. This is going to lead to the bloated balance sheet becoming more lean, and we are going to have the debt equity ratio, which stands at 1.0x currently, is going to make the company practically debt free by FY22, or it will come down to 0.1x. Another factor that is coming into play is that the operations of the company which are turning positive is going to lead to cash flow from operations becoming positive and free cash flow to firm also getting extremely positive. So these two activities are going to lead to investors looking at the company in a positive light as the performance of the company. Another positive feature that is coming around is the fact that the ROC, which was negative in FY19, is going to become positive and into double digits in FY22 at 17.3. And along with this, ROE, which was also in single digits, is going to move to about 13.5% by FY22. So all in all, a story which is panning out extremely positively. Revenues growing aggressively, faster profitability, operating leverage coming into play, paring down of debt, and improving return ratios with lowering of debt to equity. What more can an investor ask for? On a fully diluted basis, the EPS of the company works out to be rupees 6 for FY22. This means that at 100 rupees, which is the current market price, the FY22 PE works out to 17 times, and investors may find this a trifle expensive. But the fact that the company is seeing literally a 90% CAGR in earnings, this PE seems to be justified. Another factor that we need to keep in mind is that the FPO is expected to come at a discount, and this improves the relative prospects and attractiveness of this FPO. So that's all for today, friends. And if you have enjoyed this show, please share it with your friends and do not forget to subscribe.